And now, live from the studios of WHUC, this is Real Talk, where we get you something to talk about.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Real Talk. I'm your host, Devin Anderson, and today we have a full house featuring familiar faces in prominent positions here on the Utica campus. We have Radio and Television Department, Mr. Chrysler, Electronics Engineer Technology Instructor, Gerald Collins, the Chair of the English Department, Daniel Fuller, Cosmetology Instructor, Regina Adams, Business Technology Instructor, Kenneth McGriggs, Agriculture Instructor, Dr. Carla Turner Bailey, and Associate Professor in English and Writing from Mississippi College, Dr. Christy Mwanson. Please give everyone a round of applause. Now, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about something new that's being introduced in the curriculum here at Utica campus. Dan Fuller, can you kind of get us started here by telling us what got you guys involved in the service learning here at the Utica campus?
Sure. Well, over the past year or two, we were talking here on campus about what makes us distinctive as an HBCU. And in our conversations, one of the things that we kept coming back to was our deep connection with the community and our deep roots in the community. Service learning is all about placing students in positions where we can serve our community and provide our students with real-world experience and activities that benefit both the student and our community partners.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Fuller, I've been to another college before. You know, usually they don't really stress as much community work as you are doing here at the Utica campus. So can you kind of tell me how special it is and how honored you are to really get involved in the community and make a difference?
Well, one of the things that's special about Utica, from its very founding in 1903 by William Holtzclaw, he was so deeply connected with connecting the work that was happening here with the local community. Everything that he did was engaged, working to engage the local community and the local people in the work. And so I think all of us are, we're continuing that tradition with the projects that we are all working on this semester with our students.
Well, I think that's great that you are really following and enlarging that tradition and keeping it going even today. And I already understand that your class has already done some things in the community. So can you kind of highlight what some things you guys done, some of the best things you've done so far?
Sure. So for our project, we've been working with the Friends of Utica, talking about a marketing plan for the town to kind of get the word out about all the great things that are happening in Utica. And so our students have been working on a marketing plan for the town. There's a website that they're working on called Visit Utica. Restaurant reviews and reviews of the different things in town. The goal is for students to do some writing that will be posted online for folks to find out about all of the things going on.
Wow, that's a lot. I mean, I think that's probably the best English class in the state, probably, in my opinion, based off that. But before we go any deeper into this subject, we're going to take a short break, and we come back, we'll discuss more about this service learning here at Utica campus.
When stories hit home, you can trust the WHUC News 17 to give you the information you need.
Here's the photos, Thursday, August 19th.
If it's Hinds Community College news around the campuses.
And this is only the beginning. We have a full week of activity.
Weather.
And now in Crystal Springs, as you can see down.
Sports.
Hinds is ready to get back to usual by starting the semester off with sports.
And more. We are WHUC News 7, Hinds' only college news station that cares. And now, Real Talk continues.
Welcome back. If you're just now joining, we're talking about this new service learning initiative that many professors are incorporating into their curriculum. Now, Mr. Chrysler, give me a little bit of background on what really started this curriculum for you and putting this into your department. We've been very busy with coverage, so walk me through what kind of made you make this decision.
Well, it was just a wonderful opportunity. Several of my colleagues and all of us, we had an opportunity to apply to be a part of this initiative here at Hinds Community College, the Utica campus. And once being selected, then we had to find the service project that we wanted to participate in and get our students engaged in. And so just by sitting at home one night watching the news, saw this young lady come on. Her name was Titania Jackson, out of Jackson, Mississippi. And she was on the news. Rosalind Anderson did a story on her explaining her effort in trying to establish the Mississippi Lupus Foundation. And she was having a lot of problems trying to get all of the social media and the attention that she needed to get this project off the ground. And I sat there and I said, man, this is good. I'm gonna see, can I reach out to my former colleague, Rosalind, and get this lady's number. And so after that, conversations with Ms. Jackson led to her willingness to say, yes, you could use her lupus initiative as our initiative, and it has just spun off from there. Once we engaged and got the syllabus together with the students, you all took the lead on this and have performed wonderfully.
Yeah, I would like personally thank you for going above and beyond as an instructor, and not just, you know, do the basics and just teach us the basics of the job, but actually find us something to do out in the community to really put our name out there, to really do something. You know, I really appreciate that. Now, Ms. Adams, can you kind of give me some insight on how your students have, you know, adjusted to this new curriculum? Because I heard that you kind of getting them to discuss and really give feedback on the different things you do in your department.
I think the seniors are adjusting well. Again, like I said, I let my more mature students participate in the service learning project. Since they've already taken nail care 1 and 2, they're familiar with recognizing disorders of the nail, skin diseases, and stuff of that nature. And again, I think they'll adjust well because they'll have more insight and build a relationship with the elderly and just build some of the myths and misconceptions that they have about the elderly. So they've adjusted well so far.
That's great to hear. When we come back, we're going to take a discussion even more, and we're going to talk about a conference. So stay tuned.
Real Talk will be right back after this.
The Radio and Television Production and Broadcast Technology Department is an intensive, hands-on training program designed to familiarize students with multimedia reporting. We welcome the best and the brightest students to come join the community at Hinds Community College, Utica. Students receive up-to-date and dynamic instruction from faculty members who are dedicated to fulfilling hands-on training using state-of-the-art equipment and facilities. I invite you to learn more about Hinds Community College Radio and Television program and join us on our great journey that focuses on student success.
For more information about the Radio and Television Production and Broadcasting Technology Program, contact Timothy Chrysler at 601-885-7071. And now, Real Talk continues.
Welcome back to this episode of Real Talk. We're going to take it over to Dr. Christy Melanson to kind of talk to us about what's happening in the 2022 conference.
Yeah, so Compact 22 is put on by Campus Compact, which is a national organization that deals with civic engagement. So it's the largest national conference, and basically the goal is to try to build partnerships between institutions of higher education and the community to try to create a more democratic, more just society at the end of the day, and make sure that there's a partnership between these institutions of education and the communities in which they exist, right? And so there'll be all kinds of things there. There'll be panels giving examples of what those partnerships might look like. They'll be, inspiring others to do similar kinds of service learning projects at their institutions, as well as just sort of places where you can learn about best practices and how to do service learning.
Now, I understand you have kind of a background. You've done this for quite a bit of a while. So you kind of tell me what started this, what made you start doing this in the beginning, and
Sure.
how have you been doing it so far?
Yeah, I guess I've been teaching service learning about 12 years. I started as a graduate student at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, teaching English comp classes when I was starting my PhD work in rhetoric and composition. And just feeling for myself personally, just kind of having that voice or that calling to make sure that what students were learning in the classroom, that part of education is putting it into practice in the world to try to ultimately make change, right, for the good. And so I worked in the service learning office at LSU, working with faculty members and trying to think about what kinds of projects might both meet a community need as well as enhance their students' academic learning. I did some projects in my own classes with East Baton Rouge Public Schools and with assisted living homes in the area in Baton Rouge. And then when I came to Mississippi College, I continued to do service learning there. It seemed to work really well within our Christian mission there, and do faculty development, where I had workshops for other faculty about best practices for incorporating service in their academic classes as well. And then have been so fortunate to be able to work with these instructors here at Hinds, Utica, and really getting a just awesome service learning project going here.
Well, I think, service learning has been really different for me. You know what I'm saying? I came from another college, and it's really just assignment.
Yeah.
So this different atmosphere of just doing service work while learning, it's just different for me. And I think it's definitely engaged me more into the curriculum I'm in today. Kind of gave me, it's not like boring classwork for me. It's actually a difference.
Well, it's different when you ask students to write a paper on X topic that you told them, right? And they're writing just to you as the teacher. Maybe they're a C student and they're fine with you thinking of them as a C student. But all of a sudden when they're writing something that's going to become public, right? Or that's representing people in their community that they care about and they form relationships with, all of a sudden the stakes are much higher. And you see student motivation and engagement increase. They want to get it right because they recognize that the writing that they're doing has a real world application and can make a difference.
Now that we talked to Dr. Christy Melanson about her community act works, we're going to talk to Dr. Bailey here and kind of have her talk about what she's done in the community in her class.
Well, with our students, we and our plant and soil science students, they got together and they're doing plant and landscaping in the town of Utica, and we're also working with the community-based garden with Mississippi Center for Cultural Production, which is a nonprofit here in town. And also on campus, we're doing some beautification projects as well. So ours stemmed around plant science and soil science, how we utilize those areas in the classroom to be able to put that into application and actually do the landscaping and the work in the community.
Well, that's very hands-on. I mean, I have a green thumb myself, so I would love to be interested in doing that one day. I don't want to stop anything. Yes. We're going to transition to Mr. Collins here, who's head of the electronics. I understand you did a little bit of automation for your community. Can you kind of tell me what happened there?
Yes, sir. It started off as, just a solar panel project, putting in the solar panels for a nonprofit organization. And then it kind of morphed into using microcontrollers to actually do the climate control, where we're putting in misting systems, logging data loggers, where we store this data, the temperature, humidity, all that information is stored so that you can get the perfect crop, is what we're after. And so being able to control those environments, and as it relates to the service partner, they really love it. They put us to work too. We were doing some of everything, but it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, what do you see for in the future, continuing to do something like that?
I thought you'd never ask. What we're looking at now, the partner was so enthused that we're looking at possibly creating a business, a business, what do you call it, entrepreneurial thing, where the technicians will actually go and set up and put these systems in different greenhouses throughout Mississippi.
Well, I'm sure Mr. McGrizz would be pretty interested in doing something like that. I mean,
oh yeah.
Besides the other stuff you've done in your community, was.
Okay. Well, we decided that we were going to work with the local Utica Institute Museum right here on the campus, and of course we're focused on the QuickBooks accounting program. And as you may know, many businesses today, they're using QuickBooks. And so this gives our students an opportunity to work local right here on the campus while learning the program.
Wow, some hands-on work. That's actually building experience while you're still in school too.
Yes.
Something you can put on a resume.
That's it.
Wow, I should. No offense, Chris, I probably should have gotten in this class. But as you can see here at Utica, we do plenty of community work. That's something that we love and we have a passion with. So you will see that every single day here in the radio and television program, doing this every day. All you gotta do is subscribe and like each video and you'll learn something new every time. That is Real Talk here with Devin Anderson and professors around the Utica campus. Thank you for tuning in.